Hey everyone, just before we start the video, I want to say thank you for the last video I've done with the amount of views that was there. It may not seem like a lot, for me that is an achievement, and it shows that people are looking at the video and at least I'm taking in information of what I'm saying and probably are interested in the idea of what I'm making. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. So this one video may not be a long one, it may be a long one, I don't know how it will turn out at the end, but I've been busy focusing on three more different main areas of the games, which I'll break down in this video, and then I'll just showcase how it's been going. But a lot of what I've been doing has been a lot of like writing based stuff, and as well as some coding. The coding stuff will be, I'll show you, it's mainly just like I was doing the actual mission nodes itself, and then the writing based stuff was just stuff for an event. As I told you before in the past, I've been trying to participate in, as well as just doing some organization stuff. So I will be showcasing all of that in this video, and I will be just talking about it in general. Okay, so one of the main area of focus I've been working on is my application for Transfuzer. The application has not actually been released as of yet, but someone that I did know who took part in it last year gave me basically what they done, because they said this is how they did the application. It could easily change by the time they actually put the application out for people, but for now this is basically a good way for me to get ready for it. So for people who don't know what Transfuzer is, because you're not in the UK or you just never heard of it in the first place, Transfuzer is a program that helps UK graduate starts video game development studios. The program provides support for supports the team from the concept stage throughout the publishing stage. So basically it's just so you can actually participate. For people to take part in the Transfuzer, they need to be a team of 3 to 6 UK residents, and the graduates must be, this is of course when this was last year's one, from 2023 to June 2023 to September 2025. It will easily change to be say June 2024 to September 2025, or it may stay the same. But for now, they haven't fully put out the application process. I have actually reached out to them to wondering about that information, and they said as of now they haven't put their application out. So it's just they just said they'll update anyone along the way as it comes more closer to the time. But for now, I'm just getting everything ready. And it's a good way for you to basically make a game between 2 months, and then if you get accepted, you get 7.5k for the team, and then a tailor-made program for the team to pitch for further funding and grant support up to 25,000 from the UK Game Fund. So it's a good way for people to just come together and be able to make a game with your little mini team of friends and stuff like that, who's been helping you making it from beginning to end. So that's what Transfuzer is in its core, and I have been working my way towards that, and as it stands right now, I'm getting there with it. So here's basically what I've been working on. This is the actual market research, because they do ask for a market research plan where you actually have to break down everything, with your introduction, target audience, the hook for the game, then your mechanics that makes your game works, then everything else, just going through the details and everything. This is the rough layout that someone that been a part of it last year has given me, and this is what I've been using to help me further along with the game. I also have to do a project plan as well for what will happen during the game, during Transfuzer, what will happen after it, the expectations to expect, and then like do an actual further breakdown within like how much money you get and how you allocate that money, and then so on and so forth, what we do afterwards. Basically a simple breakdown of the steps and process of you actually making the game. So it's a good way for you to know what to do as well as in the future, but this is quite a journey, if I'm being honest with you. But it's a fun journey, I won't lie to you. It's going to be fun. I will be happy to be a part of it, and then yeah, it's for me, this is fun. This is something I want to do, and I feel like it can help me further develop my stage along with the game making process, and it can do so much more for me personally. And of course, if I don't get into it, that I can still easily work on this game regardless of this happening or not. But it's just a good way for me to be able to do something with my talents, and be working towards this. Another thing I've been working on is this, a Trello board. I'm not gonna lie to you, this has been so hard to do because the amount of details I have to put into everything. Like, let me just show you one of them. So this one, for example, I have to go into this. I still haven't done a description. I'm still gonna go through. I still have to go through all of this anyway, as for more further development. But I have to make a whole checklist. I have to make sure the checklist is complete to make sure everything's thing. And you see, everything that's been ticked off is actually stuff I've been able to do, while there's still stuff that I need to work on. Another thing, like this as well, like I've added extra stuff into them because I'm like, oh, I need to keep updating it to make sure things are working on the basic area. And then even this was something I did recently, and I put in a lot of effort and work into making sure this was as good as up to par detail before I moved on. Trello is such a good way to organize all of your work and make sure that there's nothing, that everything that you're working on is actually being worked productively towards the game. And there's still a lot of empty stuff towards it, but as it stands right now, with the coding stuff that I've done and most of the stuff I've been waiting on to be doing, I can actually start prototyping the game. But I'll be talking about that probably another point into this video, if I'm being honest with you. But this is everything I've been working on. This have taken me near enough, I'll say 3 days. And yeah, I highly recommend using Trello if you're ever planning out your game process. So then you know, okay, I need to make sure this is done, and everything. It's basically going through a whole checklist of just done. Recommend it. Please use it. It's such a big help towards making a game. So last thing I've been working on, when I had the time to, was the missions. So I was having someone helping me work on this, but they have never been properly being able to get back to me, and I have no updates from them. So I decided to work on it. There's no hate towards the person, purely because of the fact that, you know, he could be easily busy, or there's something going on in his life that I don't know. So I have no hate towards him, but I decided I couldn't wait any longer. I want to do the missions myself, and it has really taught me a lot doing these missions. And now that the mission's all done, like, well, not all done, like the basics for the missions, so I can actually test everything is done, I'm gonna officially start properly prototyping the game, so I can see all the problems from beginning to end, how it has correlated to make sure things are done, and is there any improvements. Because this stage of this game is still prototyping, because we're still a very small team. A lot things take a lot longer compared to if you're in a bigger team, where you'd probably already be at prototyping stage and still making stuff, compared to them. But it's either way, it is what it is, and I'm proud of the stage that we're at. So as it stands right now, I have a total of only 3 working missions. Just to make sure, just for testing purposes, of course, just 3 working missions. The location, interaction, and something I called repair, because one of the mission types, depending on the planet that you go on, you're going to need to repair it. I'm not going to say anything more than that, because I want to leave that as a surprise for when you guys actually play it, or when I actually be able to show it properly, so you can understand my whole thought process behind it. But as it stands with the mission, you can track your mission. You can accept a mission from, you can accept the mission or be given to it as soon as you start. I'm more going to go with you. As soon as you spawn into the world, you are given this mission. You can track missions, so then you can so you don't need to keep opening up like a mission tab and seeing what you have to do exactly. It's like a more concise version of the mission tab. You can, once you interact with whatever you need to do for the mission, it checks it off, and then if it's like there's a stage by stage of the mission, then it will just give you the next stage without any problems. And then I've also added in where you can get the rewards at the end of the mission, and so on and so forth. I've done all of this. I am still in the process of testing, once you complete that mission that you're given the first one, if there's a random chance that you're given another mission on top of it. I'm still in the process of making that. Once that has been made and that's been sorted, I will be, of course, updating it further. But everything's working. So has been a quite very fun to do, and everything that I've placed have of course a very basic layout of it. So I am still in the process of just seeing what can I do, how can I improve it, and where can I go from here. So everything's still in the basic layout process, and it's been such a fun process, I will not lie to you. And from that, it has been interesting. But so when you spawn into the game, just for testing purposes, I made it so you can automatically get at the beginning. You press track, but if you want to read the mission, of course everything is just testing everything as it goes along. But it says test all the different mission types, so that I can see that it all works in one go. Test mission types. Interact with test object, which is that red box over there. If I go to here and then I press that, there you go, interact with test object. Then if I press it again, next thing pops up and it says repair. That's just saying the next mission that I have to do is just a repair mission. Go to here, jump, repair. Let me showcase to you. This one is a boolean of true, just for testing purposes, because there will be an object that you have to interact with it to make sure it's thing. And this one's a boolean of false. So if I click it, oh, seems like they're both true. I never got to change it. But once you click it, of course, it does the thing that says it's been done. But this is a location-based objective. So typically, if you walk in the trigger box that's representative of location-based, it will just interact with it, add one to the mission type, and then say you have done it, and then it will delete itself afterwards. So you don't have to constantly. So the player doesn't walk forward then back, and then it just adds it until it reaches total amount. But once the mission has been completed, it says test quest completed, and if you click here, it just says there's no objectives left because you've done all the missions. Now you go to this object right here, which is the original quest giver. Press E, and then it says collect reward, and the reward is 500 points, £500, because that's what I did. But I will change the actual money in a second. But then it's just added there, and then you choose how you use it afterwards. I'm still working on other stuff, as well as just like the actual leaving of the planet situation and stuff, but that's basically how the quest system works. Of course, a more detailed example will be me doing more things on top of it, but now that it's done, it's right there. What it's supposed to do when the mission's done, it's supposed to clear itself so it no longer exists, because if I press track, it's technically finished. But that's something I will be doing later. And then yeah, so quickly looking at this code, first you need to make some structures. Once you have the structures of the main one, which is quest details, objective details, and stage details, you then have to make a data table, and within that data table you give the quest name, the quest log. Then you decide if you want it to be a main mission or not. So how I've been using it is basically saying it when you load into world, is this a main mission? Do you have to complete the main mission to then leave and to get all the rewards, or do you not have to complete this mission to then leave? That's how I've been doing it. So it's just the best way for me to just determine, like, oh, once you're in this world, you have to stay here unless you will die, or so on and so forth. Then you have to do the stage details. So if I want to add another stage detail, let me go to this one, go here, give it a stage name of location. Then from location, give a description of walk here, and then the objective, which is going to be further down, give it an objective name, which is just test location. Description, just walk somewhere nearby. Then give it a type of location, because you need an enum, which locate, so it's already set to location. Objective ID. So the reason why you need objective ID, so when you go into this, for example, and then open it up, so what it's doing is how the code's working. It's basically you do event begin overlap, cast to specifically the first person character, call objective ID. So what the call objective ID is basically making sure it's specifically targeting the first person character. The objective ID, which will be here, which I can edit in the main game. I'll put the actual quest ID in there, and then the value, what that value basically means, if for example I gave it the quantity of 3, every time I walk by one of these, they just add 1 to it. And then it's just, this is saying, is it optional or not? If it's an optional mission, then it means you don't have to do it. But if you do it as an optional mission, does it give you bonus money? Then whenever you do the missions, always make sure the last one, so since I now added a third one, the last one is actually giving you the mission rewards. Then once you're done with that, you go into the world, walk here, and it's test location, which is already set like that. Just double check it's all spelt right. If you want to make sure, just Command C, then Command V, and then when I load into the world, because it's going step by step, I go from here to this one. Then the next mission, because I haven't been tracking it, I'll showcase to you. Ooh. Oh, that's why. Oops. Sorry, that was not meant to happen. I'm just gonna speed run.
This one. So go here, track. Yeah, repair. Yeah, and then
Next one is walk somewhere nearby, which is one of these. So if I walk by this one, ooh, probably didn't name this correctly. Yeah, I just didn't name these correctly. So that's what happens. That's why I always test. So the objective ID, that's why. So this is where you're supposed to put the name. Sorry, I put it in the wrong area. Now it should work. So I'm just gonna speed.
this part again. So, yep, got a mission. Sorry, this is already automatically given to me. Got a mission. Boop. Congratulations, I got a repair again. Yep, now.
Walk somewhere nearby. So if I walk here, see how it's gone up by 1? So if I walk through it again, it won't do it again because it's been destroyed. Now if I go to this one, it's gone up by 2. Go to this one, it's gone up by 3. And that's how it pretty much works. Very simple way to look into it. Of course, there's many complicated things in the back end of it, but this is just a quick way to look at it and how it roughly work for anyone else looking into it. Before the end of the video, I want to say thank you for all the, again, for, like I said in the beginning of the video, for the people who watched the last episode, the last devlog, and has just watched it, and the one like I got. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next time when I do upload a video, I should hopefully be able to have a grey box and actually be able to do a prototyping stage of at least of the player being spawned in the lobby, to being able to accept the planet, to then going into that planet and then leaving that planet with a reward in their hands. I can't test the multiplayer stuff yet because of the fact that I don't have an actual network and server. I am still it's one of those things. It's like it's not on the top of my mind right now because of the fact that I am always testing this game on networking, and I know as of so far with everything I have done, minus the mission area, everything is working networking wise. So it's not on the top of my priority as of yet, but is of course always the one thing I'm thinking about. And I know probably some of the ways I could do that is just probably having an actual Steam page, but yeah, that's something I need to sort another day. But for now, I'm just mainly going to test as a solo player, just seeing from beginning to end, the player going into lobby, interacting with the stuff that it needs to interact with, going into the planet, doing the mission given to you in the planet, completing the mission, leaving the planet, getting the rewards. That's all I'm going to be doing. That's the main focus of what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, that's what I want to achieve. But until next time, thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy this video.